best for racing.
Well, he couldn't do much more. He's had 3 starts in Victoria this campaign for 3 wins. I mean, what more could you ask?
Not a bad pig, is it?
Oh, pigs might fly, I suppose, but no, he's a good little pig.
It's Northerly well clear with 100 to go. Shogun Lodge digging deep. He's 2 behind but closing. Northerly about a length and a half in front. Shogun Lodge can't reach him, and Northerly virtually all the way wins it. It's Northerly.
On October the 17th, Norton celebrated his 5th birthday. Can the final chapter of Fred's fairy tale unfold today?
I think that quite rightly, Sunline, she's put herself on a pedestal. She's a class of her own, you know, and the right conditions. And he's a challenger to that mantle. He's probably be the culmination of a long career that revolved around horse racing, and I can't think of a higher mountain to climb at the moment. Give you some words of advice, mate. Just win. Okay? Just keep winning.
Anne-Marie Sparkman reporting. Northerly, 15 starts, 10 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Last 3 starts in Victoria, all wins. Simon O'Donnell with the best jockey on board in the country in Damien Oliver, hoping to win his 2nd Cox Plate. It's a pretty formidable lineup, that, to take on the top the horse Sunline from New Zealand and, of course, the German as well. But Northerly, very hard to beat.
Yeah, certainly it's going to be very hard to beat, Ed. And as shown for big days, he keeps his best in store, doesn't he, Northerly, and gives it all when he's asked.
Yeah, he's a real fighter. And look, the thing that comes out of that story, I thought too, what a great horseman Fred Kersley is. Everyone in the trotting game tells you he's a super horseman, but he's showing that now in the thoroughbred business with this horse, Northerly, who is a fighter plus.
And such a big thing, a plus for Fred. He's cool and calm, isn't he?
If the horse is as relaxed as Fred, well, he'll settle beautifully.
Well, we'll see how he is on race day, Fred Kersley, because here he is with Anne-Marie Sparkman.
Well, Fred Kersley, this is the culmination of the campaign and the dream. First, how are you today?
Yeah, pretty good under the circumstances. I can't say there's no pressure.
And second, how's Northerly?
I'm very comfortable. He travelled in, sweated up a bit on the truck, but that's to be expected, and he's pretty good.
In terms of the pressure, when you look at this race, it's impossible to say who's going to be the ultimate victor. But how confident are you today?
I'm confident in the horse, but again, I guess all of the connections are, you know, they've all talked him up, and racing luck will play a big part in it. He's got enough ability to win it.
What about the prospect of a battle between perhaps you and Sunline up the front and a sweeper? Are you still concerned about that tactic?
Yeah, whatever happens up front, and I think plenty will, can't be overdone, or Universal Prince will come home late and pinch all the money.
Have you thought about the dream coming true today, or are you trying not to think about that outcome?
No, not at all. It's a very special race. It's an even more special race if you win it. And really, if you don't win it, you're going to walk away and wonder what you did wrong or whatever else. But, you know, I'm comfortable with the fact that, you know, I think at this point in time, we've done the best we can. If he's good enough, and if he doesn't have any bad racing luck, he'll be thereabouts.
And as you said, whatever happens, you'll never be able to repay the debt to this great horse.
No, that's quite true. You know, he's just done whatever he could have done, and, you know, I just love him for it.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
There's Fred Kersley, still pretty cool and calm. Well, I wonder if it's cool and calm out in the betting ring here for the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. It's not usually, it's a frenzy at this time leading into the big race. Here's Andrew Voss to tell us all about it.
Simon, this is about as good as it gets. Watching the boards here, everyone is just fascinated by what has been happening 10 minutes ago. In fact, at one stage, some of the bookmakers had Northerly and Sunline equal favourites. The last 5 or 10 minutes, the money started coming for Sunline. It has kept coming. So the punters, they have made Sunline the outright favourite. It wasn't looking like that for a while, but it has been over the last, as I say, last 5 or 10 minutes. Sunline, all the big money is coming as it chases 3 straight Cox Plates. And the boys have done okay. The Celebrity Challenge, they're getting together, they're using their heads as one, and they both back Rain Gauge in the last. Now, David Schwartz, you're up to $345. Todd Pearson has $195 in our Crown Challenge, all the money for charity. David, we're going to follow you. What's going to happen here?
Yes, I love the mare, Sunline, but I don't think she'll be able to outsprint Northerly. I'm putting my whole $100 on Northerly.
All right, and it seems that the late scratching was the turning point for you.
Yes, it was. And I think if the horse had got out, it still wouldn't have won, so a blessing in disguise.
All right, Todd, you're going to stick with the big fella as well?
Yeah, Northerly, I have to. It's a WA horse, you know, WA colours. I'm from Perth. You got to go with it. But I actually saw Northerly run in the Railway Stakes back in Perth, and unbelievable. So definitely going for Northerly, 25 each way, and also having a $50 Quinella with the mighty mare Sunline and Northerly.
All right, that's the tips of our experts, and they are experts after the last race. They think Northerly will win the big race, the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. It's coming up shortly after this break on the Wide World of Sports.
Welcome back to Moonee Valley. The Carlton Draft Cox Plate Day. The great winners, Sunline, the last 2 years, Might and Power, Dane Ripper, Santley, and going back to 1986, this magnificent horse, Bone Crusher, who had that magnificent duel with our Waverley Star. 19 years of age, still looking the goods today here at Moonee Valley. Well, part of the pageantry here on Cox Plate Day is the presentation of riders prior to the big race. It's only minutes away. There's plenty of new faces in the lineup this year. Before we meet them, let's hear from Andreas Saboric, the man aboard German star Silvano. He's with Anne-Marie Sparkman.
Well, Andreas Saboric, you have added such colour to this race with some of the claims you've made about your wonderful horse Silvano. For those who have been living under a rock this week, tell me about some of your favourite sayings about Silvano.
My favourite says, I say he's my Ferrari and I'm Michael Schumacher. Because I'm very patriotic with my horse. I love him. It made me so big moment this year when he win in Arlington, Chicago, when we win in Hong Kong, we win in Singapore. And this is all moments I never forget in my life, and that's why I love him so much.
And of course, not only just Shuey and the Ferrari, but there's also the one about Neil Armstrong and the moon. What's that one?
Yeah, to say how I feel when it goes quick in the straight. I say this may be like Armstrong when he first stepped on the moon.
Now, talking about on that track today, the Moonee Valley, the one thing people are wondering about with Silvano, will he be able to handle that very tight track? What do you think?
He's a very nice horse to handle in the race, and he's easy to ride, and he handled many tracks this year, and different tracks in Singapore, Chicago. It was sharp turn, and he had never problems, and I think we get no problem with this track. The ground is perfect, and the turn is not sharp, it's very fair, and I think everything is perfect for us.
Obviously, it's a very, very, very quality field, but he's done the job. He's done it in America, he's done it in Asia.
Yeah, I mean, he beat the best horses in America, and we come here, try the same, but we know how good is Sunline. She's a tough filly. When you see how she won, you feel love with her, because she's really a horse you never see much in your life. And also Northerly is a champion horse, and Universal Prince is one of the dangerous. He comes from the back and he gets a good speed in the end. But we come with a good horse, and we had a big confidence for this afternoon, and we will see who's the best.
Well, Shuey, good luck, you two jet setters, this afternoon in the big race.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Anne-Marie Sparkman reporting again. Well, 8 horses, 8 chances in this fantastic Carlton Draft Cox Plate. Let's go down and meet the other jockeys now with Keith Hillier.
15 minutes now to the running of the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. Let's welcome the 8 riders who will compete for the riches this year. Riding Northerly, born in West Australia, like the horse, like the breeder, like the owner, winner of the Cox Plate in '97, Damien Oliver. On Silvano, one of Germany's finest riders, the international jockey, Andreas Saboric, first ride in Australia. Also from Germany, also one of their super jockeys, on a hit-run visit to Melbourne today. He's riding in Germany tomorrow. Today he rides Catano, Andreas Stacker. Referral is number 4, third in the Cox Plate last year, having his second ride in the race this year, the Sydney-based rider, Corey Brown. On number 5, King Keitel, 6th ride today in the Carlton Draft Cox Plate, Brian York. On number 6, Universal Prince, the long-time partner of one of the greatest horses in Australia, please welcome Justin Sheehan. And on the people's favourite, the punter's favourite, Sunline, the former Kiwi jockey, winner of the past two Carlton Draft, Cox Plates on Sunline, Greg Giles, riding for history today. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the youngest jockey, he turned 21 this week on the youngest horse in the race, Viscount, winner of the Melbourne Cup last year, the Blue Diamond Stakes this year, Karen McAvoy.
There they are, the 8 jockeys to take part in what is going to be a wonderful race. Here, the crowd has surged forward. They've come to get spots as the horses will eventually come through the cauldron after the parade. The jockeys have made their way to the connections, to the trainers, and they all look pretty relaxed, didn't they, Ken?
Yes, you can see there's some rain on the ground there and people are in wet gear. We've just had a shower, not too heavy, but every drop of rain that falls, I feel, is in Sunline's favour.
Yeah, Justin Sheehan there, Brian York, all the jockeys are having a good yarn to connections before the horses come into the yards. There's been plenty of money floating about in the betting ring. Let's have a quick look at what the tote is telling us in the lead up to this Carlton Draft Cox Plate.
The second favourite is number 1 Northerly at $3.60 for $1 investment. Silvano, the German, is at $5.40. Caetano at $46, $50 referral. King Keitel, $37. Universal Prince Solid at $4.90. Sunline is favourite at $2.80. And Viscount, the 3-year-old, is at $10.
Well, it's going to be an absolutely wonderful race, and the horses are just making their way down into the yard now. And number 1 there is Northerly, Fred Kersley, just on the horse's near side on the left, your left of screen as you watch it. Just going behind the horse now, looks pretty relaxed, but by gee, this is a big race. The clerk of the course horse has come in with Northerly. Strapper holding on for dear life. You don't want anything to go wrong now. The timing is so important, and to get this far, it'd be horrific if anything went wrong with this big crowd. So they'll try and keep their horses as calm as possible. And Northerly, he looks pretty much on top of it, Ken.
Well, he's been set for this one race, and as you heard Fred Kersley say, he's very, very happy with the way the horse has come through. He's had 15 career starts for 10 wins. This time in training, he's just swept all before him with 3 wins in a row in Melbourne, in the Fee and the Underwood and the Alumba, and he's ready for it.
Yeah, it's a place he's been before here at Moonee Valley. Not quite as many people as he's seen today and the excitement of today, but I'm sure he'll cope with it particularly well, as will, you would think, number 2, Silvano. He's travelled all the way around the world. He's been an excellent performer on many different surfaces in many different countries. Ronnie, you're closest to him. What's he look like?
Oh, he's got a lovely skin on him, Simon. He looks a good traveller. He's lovely and relaxed. Can't fault him at all, the German horse. A bit worried, I don't know about the German pilot, but they tell me they give him a map.
But I'll tell you, one of the things, for the first time he would have seen this mounting yard, he looks extremely happy with it. Yeah. In that he wouldn't, he doesn't look excited, overawed in any shape or form.
No, not at all. He's absolutely superb.
Yes, well, there is number 2, Silvano. Number 3, also one of the international raiders that is joining us here at Moonee Valley today, and that is Caetano. Again, Ronnie looks pretty relaxed, pretty much coping with things.
Yeah, nothing worrying him at all. He's more of a staying type of horse. Like I said before, I'd be keeping an eye on him as far as a Melbourne Cup viewpoint is concerned.
Yeah, that's what I think, I'm sure Connections would like to see here today, that he is finishing strongly on the line. He was within 3.5, 4 lengths of the winner of this Cox Plate. I'm sure they'd be extremely happy as a gallop leading into, of course, the Melbourne Cup. And number 4, Ken, Referral. Well, he's probably obviously one of the outsiders, but he's got to improve a lot to give him a chance in this.
He was a roughie last year when he was just nosed out of second placing by Diatribe. Look, it's hard to see him beating these, but he's got a very good trainer, and all along he's been getting him ready for this race.
Ronnie, I'm sure the Connections of King Keitel would have liked more and more rain, and if it came earlier, we've just had a pretty strong shower about 15 or 20 minutes ago, but I don't think it really launches this horse into the race, do you?
No, I don't think so, although he seems to have coped with that hard Caulfield Cup run pretty well, and he's taken no ill effects from it.
Well, number 6, Universal Prince, Ken, he's one of the horses that everyone is very keen to see how he can go around this course, the tighter course at Moonee Valley, but a lot of people fancy him.
Yeah, he'll go around here okay, I'm sure of that. He ran in the Vars last year and It was a very, very good run to run second. He's won around Canterbury. Look, he's got a terrific trainer too in Bede Murray, and he's had the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup in his sights. The horse worked well here on Tuesday. Ronnie's a little closer to him than I am. Ron, how does he look?
I reckon he's the pick in the yard, Ken. He's lovely and relaxed. He's, you know, he's only a 4-year-old, and he's giving away a bit of age to some of these, but by gee, he's coping with the big assignment very, very well, and can't fault him at all.
That age and experience, I'm sure, he won't give much away to the older horses. And talking of older horses, there she is. Ronnie, number 7, Sunline. This is a track. This is a race. She's won it twice before. Greg Childs, he's been there, done that. So is the horse. So is the strapper. How does she look to try and make it 3 in a row?
Yeah, she looks great. You know, her coach just started to come out. She knows what day it is. You can just tell it. She's got a glint in her eye, and she's the one they've all got to beat.
Actually even looks, that's probably as calm as I've seen her in a mounting out. Am I fair in saying that, Ron?
It's the best she's looked this preparation. Her coat hasn't been out the past couple of runs, so I've been told, but she's absolutely glowing here today.
Well, the 3-year-old in the race, Ken, he had a big rap on him prior to his Caulfield Guineas failure. Was there reasons, or reasons enough, in that run that he couldn't compete here in the Cox Plate and make his presence felt?
Oh, yeah, he's a lot better horse than that, Simon. He's won 3 times at Group 1. The last 3-year-old to win was his stablemate Octagonal in '95. 11 3-year-olds have run in the race since then, and none of them have filled placings. But none of them might have been as good a horse as Viscount. And John Hawkes has primed his preparation for this one big race.
Well, ladies and gentlemen at home, the great thing that we've just witnessed here, the thing that really puts a tingle down your spine at the Valley, this cauldron-type atmosphere as the horses come out onto the track. They were led out by Northerly. The people all packing down against the walkways, the fences. The stands are completely full. There's not a seat in the house for what is going to be a classic Carlton Draft Cox Plate, and a big chance in it, as we have mentioned, is Universal Prince. Here's Tim Sheridan with the trainer, Bede Murray.
Yeah, Bede, nothing much away from the track could have gone better, could it, in the lead up to this race?
No, everything's been perfect. You know, we didn't get enough rain to spoil the track. A little bit of a worry this that's hanging about at the moment, but it doesn't appear that we're going to get any before the race, so that's excellent.
It is the bottom line for you that there be some pace on out front.
Yes, it certainly is, but I think there'll be pace on. You know, I think Viscount will probably have to go forward, and it's just interesting to see who else goes forward then, and, you know, and somewhere in the race, Sunline will go forward.
Small field, it sort of plays into your hands a little bit, doesn't it? Justins will be able to get round there.
Yes, it's very good for us being a back marker, only 7 other horses to get around, so there's not near as much traffic, and, you know, it should play right into our hand.
OK, mate, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Simon.
Bede Murray there with Tim Sheridan. Well, the only horse who won a Cox Plate prior to this is Sunline. The jockeys that have done it is obviously Greg Childs and also Damien Oliver. This is a big moment for both of them, all the jockeys concerned. And for the jockeys' thoughts on a big day such as this, let's go to Greg and Damien right now.
But Sunline's raced away, and the New Zealand champion mare set up 4 lengths now.
It's a feeling that I've never had riding any other horse in my lifetime, or my life, maybe my lifetime. I'll never ride another horse as good as Sunline. She deserves respect, and she gets it. She goes up close to the lead or leads. She's there to be run down, and many times they haven't been able to. She's just been too good. She's a champion. She's a freak.
Into the straight now, and Oliver's released the brakes on Northerly. He quickly shot about 3 lengths in front.
It's not a pretty way to describe him. He's a bit like an ugly duckling. He's nothing pretty to look at. Carries his head high. He's got an awkward action. You know, he does everything that a good horse shouldn't, but he's got a great motor and a great heart, and he's got a fine record. I just hope he can win one more and win the Cox Plate, and he'll deserve the mantle to be, you know, probably the best horse for the spring.
They're ready to jump in the Cox Plate, and away.
This race, I'd expect Sunline to be up in front of him, and perhaps Viscount. You know, we shouldn't be too far behind Sunline, and, you know, probably not let her get too far out of our sights. She has shown in the past, if she gets a soft lead, she's very hard to get past, but if something can eyeball her and make her work a bit, then she can be a bit vulnerable.
Sunline at the 1500, allowed to bowl along at her own leisure, leading by...
She doesn't have to lead. If Northerly wants to go to the front and get to the rail, I mean, we'll be more than happy to take the sit on him, just like last year we did with the Message. And Viscount, he may push forward and maybe he'll hold out Northerly and then holds me out 3 wide. Well, I'll come back and sit behind Northerly. He'll be a great one to follow into the race. But if they hand it up and don't want the lead, then we'll take it. It's a case of years of experience coming into hand. You judge the race as it's playing out and make decisions as it's rolling along. Hopefully you make the right decisions.
But the champion mare is going to kill them. She's 5 in front, Sunline, and a piece of racing history. Back-to-back Cox Plates for the champion mare, Sunline. She's won it by 6 lengths easily.
They've asked the question, is she better than last year? No, she's not, but she's no worse either. And I said that the year before and the year before. She's exactly the same. She feels great. She's got that aggression there. She pulled in her track work and she finished it off nicely. She pulled up pretty good, didn't blow too hard. And the beauty about it is her coat looks really shiny. She's ready. She's ready for the race of her life.
I'm sure there'll be some tears shed if Sunline does win, and I'll tell you what, I think there'll be some tears shed among the bookmakers because all the huge money, the biggest money, has been invested on this mighty mare. Northerly in the main has been steady in the betting. It appears the bookmakers are prepared to take on Silvano, and only now is a little bit of money coming for Universal Prince, but it is Sunline going for 3 straight. Simon Marshall behind the barrier. That is the one that the big punters want.
Yeah, thank you, Vossi. Well, I'm fortunate I could trot around with these beautiful horses getting ready for the Cox Plate. And Greg Childs did a fabulous thing, I thought. He was the last to pull up on Sunline, and he walked her from about the 400 to the 300 and let her have a good look at the big, huge crowd here at Moonee Valley. And she stopped and propped, and she just pricked her ears watching the Cox Plates from years gone by on the big screen. And she's happy. She's relaxed. She's been here before. She's done it. She's seasoned. She's experienced. Now she's feeling pretty well with herself. She's behind the gates. She's ready to race. King Kaitel looked okay. Viscount, the 3-year-old, looked a treat coming around. And I thought Universal Prince, geez, couldn't get him looking much better. He looked spot on. Northerly, he got led around by the clerk of the course. He's in a happy place. Catano, Silvano, could not fault these horses. We got a 2 to walk up. This is going to be a fantastic race.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. And there's Greg Childs bringing Sunline, or just about to bring her forward. She's drawn the outside. She looks a treat. And look, I'm really looking forward to this. This is the best Cox Plate field I've seen line up, and I'm sure Greg Miles will give us a great call. Here he is.
Northerly steady in bidding. Sunline moves up, the hat-trick on. They're set. Racing. Sunline jumped well. Caetano missed it. Silvano got out very fast. Viscount shows pace. Sunline's heading over pretty comfortably through the first part of the race. Universal Prince settling at the tail. Here's the first turn coming up, and it's Sunline 3/4 in front of Viscount, and she crossed him with ease. Northerly moved up third the outside, followed by Silvano. In behind them, Referral, 3 lengths King Kaitel, then Caetano and 2 lengths to Universal Prince. Sunline controlled it through the first part. Out to the 1500, she's over 2 lengths in front. Viscount second, Northerly third. Referral fourth, the inside, 1.5 lengths to Silvano midfield, trailed by Caetano and King Kaitel, and 2 lengths to Universal Prince. Sunline has had it easy out towards the turn at the 1200, and she leads by 2 lengths. The 3-year-old Viscount is second. Northerly is third. Referral tucked away fourth on the inside, trailed by Silvano. 1.5 lengths to Caetano, and then King Kaitel, and 2 lengths to Universal Prince. As they race down the back, he's about 10 from the leader, and Sunline out in front, 1,000 to go. Viscount second. Northerly 3 lengths away third. Referral fourth the inside, and then Silvano. King Kaitel and Caetano are together next, and last is Universal Prince. They make the turn at the 800, and Sunline comes up the side by 1.5 lengths to Viscount, and Northerly is easing out wide so he can have a clear run to come with his effort now. And then Silvano running up near the inside, and Universal Prince is hooked out at the 600 metres. Sunline in front. She's 3/4 in front of Viscount. In third placing Northerly. Silvano's taking the shortcuts. Universal Prince is winding up. Charles hasn't asked for the big run yet. They're coming for home. Sunline about to straighten up for history, led by 2 lengths. Silvano's chasing through on the inside, and then Viscount and Northerly and Universal Prince. It's Sunline around the turn in front. She's 2 lengths clear. Northerly's coming down the outside. Sunline in front of Northerly and Viscount. Sunline tackled by Northerly. Northerly's raced up to Sunline. Viscount in the middle. There's trouble on the line, but the West roars as Northerly has won it from Sunline and Viscount, who got flattened near the line. Next in King Keitel. Silvano couldn't go on, nor could Universal Prince. Then Caetano, and Referral is last. A dramatic...
What a thriller. 1, 7 and 8. The West Australian champion, ridden by the West Australian jockey Damien Oliver. 3.30 and 1.30. Sunline $1.30, gallant in defeat, and Viscount has paid $2.20 for third. Did Northerly hang in a little bit in the straight? There was certainly a scrimmage right near the line. Wow, what a thriller. Let's stop frame them on the turn and just have a look at these 3 place getters. Northerly, didn't he give heaps? He come down the outside. Sunline, she ran second. She held on. The 3rd place getter was Viscount. What an exciting race it was. When you want to see them, the German on the inside in the black and yellow, Silvano, and Universal Prince coming down the outside. He wasn't good enough, but Northerly certainly was. Now watch for some tightening here. Northerly, Oliver's pulling him on the right, on the right-hand side rein, and just gets him off them. I think everything's sweet, Ronnie.
Yeah, everything's sweet. May have cost Viscount 2nd place, though.
Okay, here's Fred Kersley with Anne-Marie Sparkman.
Fred Kersley, nobody wanted him as a yearling. He is now the Cox Plate winner in one of the best fields we have ever seen at Moonee Valley.
Yes, I don't think that leaves any doubt in anyone's mind. He's a great horse. He did a great job.
We're right. What were you, when you saw Sunline go out, did you think he was going to be able to make up that ground?
I thought he travelled good. I thought he was in the race with a chance. I was worried when she crossed so easily. I didn't think she could. When Silvano got an inside run, I was worried, but his heart was there.
It always looks like he's just not going to make it, and then as Cherie said, he hits the go button.
He's the master of understatement.
Well done. Would you describe this as the greatest thrill of your racing life? I guess it must be.
I can't imagine anything better. Not that I could talk about here.
Well done, Fred. Well
Thanks.
done.
Yeah, Fred Kersley. Now, here's the head-on. Look, as we see them here, that's Northerly out 3 deep. The widest horse in the black and yellow. Watch him come in as he hangs in. Oliver hits him with the whip in the inside hand. Now watch here, there's definitely tightening to Viscount between them. Sunline comes out a little bit, I must admit that. She contributed to it. But I'll say this, Viscount's the horse that copped the problem. But I also will say, I don't think it made any difference to the result. I think Northerly was clearly going to win the race.
Yeah, we see that over the top here. I think she comes out. I think McAvoy's got grounds to protest against 1st and 2nd here, and I think he's a big chance of getting 3rd against 2nd upheld.
That's right. So watch if Karen McAvoy decides to protest. Watch them from behind here. McAvoy on Viscount's in the Cerise. The first move in was from Northerly, then Sunline come out. He certainly got tightened. I've got to say, though, I think if the interference hadn't occurred, the placings would have remained the same. Damien Oliver is now with Simon Marshall.
Thank you very much, Kenny, and a very happy Damien Oliver. What a terrific finish, brother.
Yeah, mate, it was a great Cox Plate. It was pictures of the fee in there when we just beat Sunline, and oh, mate, it was such an exciting finish.
What about the tight finish, Dame? You had the 3-year-old Viscount back inside her. It looked like you crowded him a little bit. What was your feeling?
Yeah, it got a bit crowded there at the end. I felt Sunline really come out under pressure the last 50 metres. My horse went to get in, but I stopped riding him, straightened him up, and I think he deserves to win it, mate.
When were you confident?
When I went past the post in front.
The Sandgrapers got the Cox Plate.
Yeah, go the Sandgrapers, mate.
Good on you, Dame. Well done.
Can I say a special word? Colin Brow, a fellow jockey, has got leukemia. And just like to wish Cole all the best. All us jockeys are thinking of him. Champion bloke. Thanks, mate.
And he's here today, Colin Brow, too. Little jockey with cancer. There's Damien Oliver.